Hey everyone, it's Dinah, and we are here. We are back with Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., this time for season number 6, the penultimate season. It feels a certain way. It feels a number of ways to kind of to have to say that, to be able to say that. I'm glad I've actually been able to make it this kind of far into the show, but then to be here, only having so much left to go, I think it still still feels it feels a ways. It feels a ways. I don't know if this season will still have like half of it being like two different pods, and then maybe like that would be like 4 pods for 2 seasons or something, or whatever. But either way, I'm eager to find out how everything's gonna how everything's gonna come together with this, and how everything's gonna be tied up and everything. So yeah, I mean, I think from what I see online and everything, I think people are kind of always kind of preaching quality over quantity, which I can agree with. But I think I'm not too bothered if sometimes the quantity does overlap the quality. It's just like having more kind of still kind of gives me some kind of a serotonin boost, even if it's not like the absolute best kind of Emmy award winning story that they can give or anything. So sometimes tend to kind of flip flop between the two. So with this one, I think if it is true that like season 6 and 7 are going to be like two kind of sides of like the same of like a similar season, or like a similar kind of like overarching story, then by all means, then I'm curious to see how that plays out too, and seeing how they do handle like shorter seasons for this. And I think maybe in this case it was easier on the cast and stuff, because I think 23 episode seasons are like this still sound like an actual lot of work, and a lot of kind of production and post-production work and everything. So maybe if they can actually make it easier on the crew and the cast and everything to do this while still telling a good story, then by all means go for it. So not only was it like on the week the finale aired, but also after the finale aired that ABC actually were able to confirm, oh yeah, season 6 is actually happening. Season 6 of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is coming. So until then, I think, I don't know if the writers then knew it, but then they had to keep it under wraps for whatever reason, or maybe if they actually did, because I mean, again, obviously, like, yeah, actually, it does take time between actually wrapping on like an actual show, but then actually getting it ready to be televised and everything. So they don't know if by the time it aired, the writers already knew, so then they were already cracking down and hard at work preparing a new season or something, or if they just couldn't really kind of confirm anything. But then we're still working on it. But either way, the actual news didn't really kind of get revealed like to the audience and everything until the actual week that the finale aired. So I think that is an astounding amount of time to actually really gonna have to wait. But we did say goodbye to a number of characters in the finale. So I think the first one being Deke. I'll start with him. So Deke, I think he was erased from the timeline. Either one of two ways, or maybe even both ways. Because I think because Fitz died, because his grandfather died, or because the time loop was actually broken. So then maybe he wouldn't have. So then my theory of like Owen and Fitzsimmons' daughter meeting anyway, and birthing Deke kind of went out the window. But then again, Fitz died. So then if he dies, then Fitzsimmons' daughter actually never gets born. So there's that. But I didn't catch it the first time watching it. I think I did catch it like going back in the edit and actually watching the episode again too. So there was that. It was like a very explicitly and boldly stated line by Coulson, but then it kind of flew past me. I didn't register properly. So Fitz. So technically speaking, there's been 2 Fitzes. There has actually been 2 Fitzes. Living in the same time. I'm pretty sure that's what it means, because then when they came back to the present day, I'm pretty sure like that Fitz was still up there, even when the future Fitz came back with the rest of the team through the monolith. So then I think apparently that was allowed to happen, or apparently because I think usually, I'm pretty sure like in most interpretations, like that results in a paradox, or like a time distortion of some sort, but based on whatever the story's rules on time travel are. But apparently in this case it could work. So there was Fitz who was still in cryo waiting to be woken up by Enoch in the future and everything, and then there was also the woken up Fitz from 2091 who came back with the team. So then that one died, but then there's still a Fitz in space, and that's the one that Coulson told Jemma and the team to go find and to actually say his goodbyes to and everything. So then now Daisy and Jemma and the new director of S.H.I.E.L.D., director Mackenzie, and everyone else are going to go off into space and try and find Fitz. Because I think they actually don't know where he is. I think he is actually hidden away by Enoch in orbit somewhere. I think pretty sure he's still within the solar system, but just somewhere in space he's still frozen and everything. So they find him, they get him back, and then maybe we get Enoch back as well. We went a whole season without Enoch. If we can actually get Enoch back, then, you know, because he's still alive, you know, that's before he died, getting them back to the present and everything. So if we can get Fitz back, and we get Enoch back, so we can get both our boys back and everything. But then Deke is the one we don't get back, so because then the time got broken. So then that means that maybe without a Shattered Earth, then maybe Owen and Fitzsimmons' daughter never actually meet, and then he doesn't get born, or at least he gets born a different way, like I theorised. So I don't know. Coulson lied about taking the serum, and he could barely stand on the Quincher, and he passed out and everything, and then he also slipped the centipede serum with Giant's DNA into Daisy's suit, so that she could give herself a power boost to defeat him, which he did, and blasted him into outer space, and he froze and drifted away and everything. So that was the end of Graviton, that was the end of Talbot as well, so there was that. And then but then he never took us, and he to the end he insisted, and he fought for his right and for his way out to be like an actual peaceful death, kind of, you know, on his own terms and everything. And then of course May stayed with him for the rest of his few weeks on Tahiti and everything, so they presumably had fun parasailing and doing whatever it is those kids got up to. So yeah, I mean, if they can pull off like a season or like even 2 seasons without Coulson, then I applaud them for one thing, because I mean, to be fair, we've had 5 seasons with Coulson, and those 5 seasons have actually kind of allowed him to be an actual character outside of the Avengers and outside of the movies, you know, because I feel like if you look back at what the promotion for season 1 of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was, being like, oh my god, that guy who died in the Avengers is coming back and he gets his own show, like how is this even possible? And then watching the show from then to season 5, you actually get to see Coulson being not only an agent of S.H.I.E.L.D., but then a director of S.H.I.E.L.D., and being like an actual survivor and a fighter and a leader and a father and all these different things, and you actually get to see him be a person in his own right. So I feel like that alone, like for 5 seasons alone, have actually given him so much to actually be, and so much to live up to, and like a legacy to leave behind. So I feel like with that in mind, and there also being only 2 more seasons left of the show, I feel like maybe 2 seasons without Coulson could just about be tolerable. Like I think, because then they've given us enough to be happy with him, with what his story was. Now giving other people the chance to step up in a way that everyone feels happy and compliant with and everything does feel kind of okay. And then we had director Mack too, like Mack is someone that Daisy made sure everyone actually kind of democratically voted in as the director and everything as well, so everyone's actually happy with being led by him and everything. So a new S.H.I.E.L.D. under his direction and everything, like him also having believed in Coulson's kind of tenure as director, and actually taking some maybe even taking some inspiration, but also like actually knowing how to lead and knowing how to be him, and knowing how to take the charge and everything. So having him as director could just about work as well. So yeah, so a new season potentially with Fitz and Enoch, but then no Deke and also no Coulson. So good gosh, I've been talking for 20 minutes. Okay, that was a long time. So I think this is easily probably the longest recap intro I've ever done for a video. So yeah, let's see what this new season of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. actually has in store for us, and what they're going to introduce us to and everything. So yeah, Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 6, Episode number 1. Let's go.
Gonna sleep for 74 years.
So, I mean, that Fitz, you know, he's not even that far behind. Like, that's still like a Season 5 Fitz. It's just the one that hasn't experienced all of this yet. Like, he just missed out on like pretty much all of Season 5. So, that's it. It's still like a post-framework Fitz. So, that's still depressing to think about. He still probably has the Doctor in his head. Shit. I didn't want to see this. I didn't want to see it again. He made me watch it again. Oh, is this him? Cryo Fitz. This is Cryo Fitz. Am I gonna call him that from now? Cryo Fitz. Enoch, how you doing, buddy?
Agent Fitz, we find ourselves in a bit of a conundrum.
Oh, I bet you do.
I was prepared to guard this vessel for the next 73 years, 261 days.
Is that a ship? That's a ship exploding. That's a ship blowing up. Whoa, what's this? Is that a blade? That's a blade! A blade just chopped the ship in half. Whoa! Oh, I like this. Oh, new title card. I love the new. I love when we get a new title card. I love that. 1 year later, so they were attacked. Damn! Oh, I just clocked it as well. These whole new space visuals.
Hey, Bert, talk to me. Are they still
Whole
on our
new
tail?
space visuals.
Daisy, we're on approach. Be ready.
Daisy, where is she? Where's Daisy? Where's Daisy Bell? Damn, this looks awesome! Are they on another planet? Are we going to another planet? Last time we were under the Earth in space and now we're on another planet? Whoa. Daisy! That's Quake! That's a Quake's gauntlets! That's Quake's gauntlets!
I'm unarmed.
Daisy! Daisy, she is looking good this season!
I don't have any.
Ah, the
You're a
hair!
little
Oh
desperate for
gosh,
peace, so
and then
we
I think a
have no
new
choice but
suit
to
as well, like a new
run.
colour scheme. Like a bit of purple in there. Damn, Daisy! Oh, she looks good.
Foolhardy.
She looks amazing. No more
This
bangs,
small
like side
aircraft
parting
isn't even
now.
worth as much as a unit of
Yeah.
fuel.
Oh, like a bit of blonde in her hair as well. Okay, I'm yeah, just wow, she looks good.
Who is this girl? We get a name?
Quake, Destroyer of Worlds. Should have knows, like, yeah, you got me on the index, huh? Quake, yeah. Oh, shit. Oh, she just freaking dismantled their guns. Damn, that's all it took. Dismantling their guns is all it took. Has she managed to upgrade her powers? Oh, scissor kick! Scissor kick that bitch. Oh.
That's
Jemma!
what we want and we'll let you live.
Oh, Gemma's got bangs! Daisy's got blonde locks, Gemma's got bangs. What is happening this season? They're just amplifying our characters. Amplifying our girls.
We just want to bring him home.
Ah, this is how they find Fitz. This is how they're finding Fitz. Directed by Clark Gregg. Wow, so he's not in the show, but he can still direct. That's cool. Ah, they got more S.H.I.E.L.D. people now. Actually having an organization back together again. Oh, this is so cool. Just 1 year later, we get upgrades. I am geeking the fuck out right now.
Strike teams, spread out.
Oh, they have strike teams. Hopefully better than what we used to have. May! May's back. Oh, she looks great too. Everyone looks so good. God, everyone's so hot. A shaky shake? What's shaking? He's season opportunity. Whoa! A ceramic basketball? No. Oh! Oh! Oh, is it like a portal? Are they like portals? Oh! 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 Big guy! Very big guy. Big buff guy. Damn! Who the hell is this? It's like Dwayne Johnson with facial hair.
Jocko!
Jacko. Oh no. Oh, he just got morphed into the wall. Shit, okay. Oh, well, you got close and then, yeah. Oh, he's got guns. Oh, he's got firepower. He's armed. Yeah. Is he from the future? Is this some more future stuff happening? Seriously, so much has happened already. This barely feels like the first 10 minutes. So much has already happened.
This park, as well as the city bus with the holes torn through it, and the lake that froze solid in the middle of the desert.
They all sit on ley lines.
Oh yeah, like spiritual stuff,
Multiple
right?
cultures have believed in some
spiritual
version of this.
energy.
Incan, Aborigine, Native American.
Yeah.
Maybe we can use that to narrow the search. And don't you all look at me like that. You said stupid ideas are welcome.
I mean, hey, it's S.H.I.E.L.D. You've dealt with weird shit, so, you know, keep up to date on the weird shit. Well, not weird shit, but still, just, you know.
All right, everyone else, you know your assignments, so let's get to work.
Great, go team. I'm loving the look as well. Like, everything just seems so much more kind of well-funded. Speaking of, where is the money coming from?
Take it one step at a time. It's not your job to solve every problem. Your job is to put together a team you trust.
Is this a hologram?
And then to tell them to take it one step at a time.
Is this a Coulson hologram?
You'll crack.
Oh, hologram.
Fury always said, a man can accomplish anything.
Damn. Well, he did say he was going to call him for advice, and now his phone's in the... Oh, he's in the toolbox. He's on the toolbox, yeah. So Coulson actually recorded advice mini-me's and stuff, and Director 101s. Yeah. That's sweet. That's really sweet.
Hard to believe it's been a year.
Since he died.
Glad you got a little time together.
We got more than we thought we would.
Well, she's still not over it, though, is she?
He's obviously attracted to you. And you try hard not to laugh at his jokes and betting it's mutual. You should feel free to pursue it. Have a drink with him.
Her
No
and...
doubt Mac's picking up on it too, but you shouldn't have to protect his feelings.
Are they not together anymore?
Look, I tried everything, you know? I was
they
willing
break?
to work on it, but
He dove into his job 100%, locked himself in that office.
Mac didn't close the doors to avoid distractions. He just closed the doors on me.
No way, you're telling me Mac and Elena broke up?
And if last year's taught me anything, it's that life isn't meant to be lived alone.
Damn, Mac and Elena broke up. Damn, just one episode in, already a couple separated. Where's Enoch? Is he around? Is he gone? He's gone. He's gone. Oh, and there's blood on the inside. Enoch got him out. That's totally a possibility, right? Enoch got him out and he saved him. That was his whole point. That was his job, to guard Fitz.
Agent May is on to us.
Wait, there's an us?
I'm not afraid of Mac finding out.
Well, I am. He is not small. Honestly, I have too much respect for the guy. I'd much rather we tell him about it than have him stumble on it.
Damn.
I'm more than happy to spend my nights alone.
So are they together, or are they just like sleeping together and catching feelings?
Well, I'm glad you joined me for one.
Actually,
Are we gonna have May and Mac now? Now that him and Yo-Yo are apart, are we gonna have May and Mac now? Is that gonna be a thing?
We tried to fill the hole he left behind to rebuild. But we need brains. We wouldn't open it for a year or two, but we need you to build it from the ground up in his name.
So they obviously don't have a Shield Academy anymore, so yeah, they want that again. That's where they got Fitzsimmons from.
Two of our brightest minds are in deep space. They can't make contact, and until they jump back, we need you on this. Did you say deep space?
Does that intrigue you? You like the sound of deep space? Who wouldn't look at deep space? Look how fucking gorgeous that is. Yeah. Oh, rings! Oh, they're flying through rings. Oh, God. Yeah, this was their only other lead, the cryopod that Fitz was in.
Yeah, head home and regroup.
Thank God. I mean, one more week with Davis and you will find a dead body. His.
Yes, because one more week with you and I will definitely.
Pfeiffer and Davis, I got to have them back.
You guys never wavered.
Yeah.
You stayed on when the rest of the crew got off.
Oh, jeez.
Thank you.
So they even had a larger crew, but then they, yeah. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Didn't know if you'd get through.
Oh, they're with him.
Bad crossing.
You came through something they built here. A native structure.
She's
He
cute.
turned to concrete.
Kind of had to say it, she's cute, but you know.
Oh, now
details.
he's a butterfly.
Yeah.
What about Sarge? He's coming soon.
Is his crossing clear?
Nope. It's a museum.
They have a Sarge. I mean, it's not spelled like Sergeant, but Sarge. So Jacko, I think Tinker was the guy who got trapped in the wall.
Blow it straight to hell.
They're gonna blow a museum up?
That's deep, deep space.
No, I know
Deep
how he
space.
thinks. That's where he'd go and we have to follow.
Do you have the fuel for that?
Hey, tactically going home may be our best chance of finding Fitz.
We can restock, we can refuel.
Don't talk tactics, he's family.
Yeah, other people have family too.
Wait, Davis is a kid, remember?
I haven't seen him in months.
Oh, he's a dad. Davis is a dad. Daddy Davis. That just slipped out. I don't know why that slipped out. Simmons, be smart about
Zephyr
this.
is really banged up, and we don't know how many jumps we have
The
left.
Zephyr is banged up because everywhere we go, Quake leaves a wake of destruction.
I've explained my philosophy on that. They need to respect how strong we are.
We're down to 4 people.
Exactly. That is the point. They don't know that.
Oh shit, someone knows. Proximity
Confederacy.
warning.
How do they find us?
The Confederacy. Oh, those fuckers. Wait, are those fuckers back? Or is it what's left? Maybe Tarian. Maybe his portion of the Confederacy.
If we stay under the rings, we might go unnoticed.
We don't need to whisper. Sound can't travel in a vacuum.
It makes me feel better.
Yeah, I was about to say, it does offer peace of mind. Whoa!
I got you. You can't stop it. BioQuake. Wave goodbye.
I think they're going to a museum, right? Maybe some kind of historical thing. So is the rest of his body in the wall, or is it still in another dimension?
Look at that, right in the ley line. Just saying.
A ley line. Okay, so the ley line's worked. Yeah.
Get out of here, kid.
Doesn't hurt kids. That's always a very, very respectable thing. So they're going to make more ripples? They're going to make more, you know, flat portal things?
Looks like we've been spotted.
Oh, I don't think so.
Well, you've always been dumb as a bag of bricks.
I'll put money on it.
Of course you will.
Because if I win, we'll be dead and you won't have to pay me.
Look at you finally catching on.
Oh, I fucking love those two. Oh no, those two are
Davis wins.
Yep, Davis wins. Please live. Oh, Confederacy rockets. We know what those rockets did to the Confederacy shit. Those do not look like fun to deal with. Ooh, you got shields, right? Oh, they've got that. They've got that portal thing from the Confederacy shit. Or maybe it's the one from Hale's base. Yeah, either one of them. Yeah.
Simmons.
Oh, she's making the jump to deep space.
I'm sorry.
That's where the coordinates are locked in for. Deep space to find. Whoa, that's a cool wormhole. That's a really cool wormhole. Ah. This crew seems really interesting, though. Yeah.
This is gonna take a minute, and I'm 90% that abandoned natives just pulled up with an axe to grind.
Natives. Oh, he means the shield people. Snowflake. Is that her actual name?
With pleasure.
Oh. Snowflake. That's a cool name. But I don't know if is that her actual name or is that just like a derivative thing he calls her.
No, kill him! We got hostages!
Okay, she's good. Or good enough.
You'll be a butterfly.
Oh.
Get down!
Ooh. Oh, damn, they Independence Day'd that thing. Oh, Snowflake, what did you do? Oh, so much smoke. Whoa! A giant lorry! A giant fucking lorry! That is a giant lorry. That's like a lorry with a train carriage. Oh, is this the other guy or is he still inside? Or is this like Sarge? Because they're also expecting Sarge to show up as well. Could this be Sarge? Who's their Sarge?
Better go.
Coulson!
You.
Coulson!
I don't ask twice.
Phil!
You're from S.H.I.E.L.D.
Oh! Coulson
Never
just
heard
killed a
of it.
S.H.I.E.L.D. agent. Coulson? How?
Bidi taha. Bika safadi salahadi.
Oof. Is this Fitz? Fitz! You're okay? Whoa. I don't know if that's okay. Let's do what? What are we doing? Good God. I honestly feel like I might need to take a nap after that and then do this review. I honestly feel like a nap, like a short power nap, and then then this is the only way I'll be able to get through all of this. Just wow, that was so much. I think that was only like a 42 minute episode. Like around a 40 something minute episode. But damn, that felt like so much longer. I think it just like goes to show how much they actually packed into this. And I think it's a premiere, you know, they got to introduce all the key pieces and all that kind of stuff. But damn, just wow. God, I am so glad I didn't actually think about what the season could be, you know. I mean, again, to be fair, the season 5 finale didn't give us much to actually think about in terms of what the season could be, so that was the one benefit we had. No teasers, no clues, no nothing, but besides from the Fitz thing. But yeah, wow, just, you know, already at the end, this is massively already again just giving us a whole new story to ponder about and all that kind of stuff. Just, yeah, wow, okay. Okay, so I feel like there's really a lot to get through here. So yeah, I have no idea where to start with this, but I'll start with the ending. I'll start with the ending. That's got to be started with a name like Sarge. I think probably as soon as they mentioned like Sarge, that sounds like a pretty dominative and kind of domineering and really kind of, you know, captivating and captaining kind of name. I don't know if you can really kind of get by with a name like Sarge without being a leader. You know, like I think Sarge being the name too, because usually it's like actual a title and it's like a rank, like a sergeant. But then this just being Sarge and stuff. You know, I don't know if it feels like a very kind of like a quite like a intimidating name. So guessing that must be Sarge at the end. But that is that Coulson? Is that Coulson? Or is that like, I don't know, because one of the shots actually showed him having barely any hair on the sides, and he had like a little kind of like a little kind of buzz patch of hair on the top, and then the sides and everything were completely kind of shaved down and everything, and he looked maybe slightly more futuristic or something, but I'm not sure. But either way, that has to be Sarge. I wasn't expecting anything other than a Sarge reveal, but then I was like, okay, well then Sarge, like, I think, because then the slow-mo, as soon as he kind of hopped down from the truck, and the slow-mo of, like, only showing his feet for the first few seconds, and having him walk around the truck, and slowly panning up as it reveals and everything, I thought it would probably be like, oh, it's a reveal, because then this might be the new villain we have to face, it might be the new antagonist we have to face this season, so then Sarge is going to be the one that, you know, like, he's the villain we're going to have to fight without Coulson around, and then he's going to put the team through their paces, and Mack is going to need to find out how to actually defeat him, and all that kind of stuff. But I mean, if that is still the case, then my god, this is going to be a tough season. They have to fight a villain that actually looks exactly like who they lost, and only a year ago, so came plowing through in a big ass truck. I say truck, I think I called it a lorry first. I mean, it looks like a truck, but then with like a giant freaking train carriage that's been renovated specifically for this. It looks like a train carriage that's attached to this, so like a truck modified and enlarged to really kind of fit maybe like an old train track or something, an old train carriage. We have him and his potentially his crew. So we have Jacko, the big guy, Dwayne Johnson with facial hair and a gun and everything. So we have Jacko, Tinker. I think his name was Tinker. He died. He's the one who got trapped in the wall, and he morphed into the wall. He didn't really make it out in time or anything like that, so he died. And then we have the other guy who's like blonde and he has a beard and everything, so I don't know who he is. I think no name dropped that actually managed to catch. So I don't know if I have to go back and look for one. No, there's him, and then there's Snowflake as well. Again, I mean, Snowflake these days, and to be fair, for the past few years or more, in my experience, has always kind of been used as like a very kind of like as like an insult, like an actual kind of like a derogatory kind of name calling type thing. Like I think people who get called snowflakes are not being called that in good faith or in kind heart. So calling someone Snowflake, I'm pretty sure, like, didn't Marvel like create like a superhero called Snowflake or something in the comics? I think they made two. I think one of them was called Snowflake or something else. You know, I can't remember if they actually had ice powers or something, but then one of them was called Snowflake, but then that alone kind of really didn't sit well with readers, and then they kind of, they took the character out, or repealed the comics, or took the comics out, or did something. But I'm pretty sure there was like I think in like a couple of years ago, I think Marvel did decide to put like a character called Snowflake or something in the comics, and everything didn't go well. So this one, I think because one of them is called Jacko, another one was called Tinker and everything. So I don't know, unless that means he was their technician or something. You know, we have Sarge, who's quite clearly who I'm assuming would be the leader. You know, then if you could bring back Clark Gregg to play that without him being the leader or anything. So she put on like a pretty convincing kind of delicate civilian act, so maybe then, you know, she's actually good at playing the kind of harmless and kind of soft and gentle type until it comes to play and everything. So maybe then she's the one who they use as like a decoy or like or something. So I don't know, but or maybe like she maybe has that kind of demeanor about her. Maybe she's actually, at first glance you think she's harmless and sweet and innocent, and then, you know, she has a knife too. So maybe then once she gets close enough, she just starts knifing you and gutting you and doing all that kind of stuff. So I don't know, maybe they all have very interesting names based on their personalities. So they are the ones responsible for the anomalies, for the actual ley line rifts that the S.H.I.E.L.D. has kind of been encountering and seeing and everything. They're the ones who are actually responsible for those. I think they created those, but then they also came through on them. They actually also came through on them too. So I think Jacko was the first one to come through, and then Tinker made it halfway, and Jacko couldn't put it. But I think looking back, I don't know if Jacko actually tried, or if he just kind of wanted to see if Tinker would actually make it to himself. Because then Tinker didn't actually get all the way through like as much as he did too. I think feel like the actual wall kind of breaking apart around him was a lot easier on Jacko than it was on Tinker. But Tinker still kind of got caught halfway and got trapped and everything pretty early on, and then he just got frozen. I mean, well, partly frozen. I think he still kind of managed to burst awake into consciousness back at S.H.I.E.L.D. and everything to deliver that one final message. So when you say reality and stuff, I think I guess unless these are wormholes connected to other parts of space, but that wouldn't make sense because then again, Coulson, like Sarge, like Sarge is literally like a doppelganger for Coulson almost. Like, is he? Don't tell me he's a. Do not tell me this is another case. I mean, I'll be happy if it is, but don't tell me this is another case of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. did it first. Like, first with freaking time travel, then with alternate universes and like the framework and everything, and you know, all these like all these different things that like where it's like, oh, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. did it first before they did before the MCU did it. Don't tell me he's a variant. Don't tell me this is like them actually being able to explore the multiverse and them like Sarge and his crew actually coming from like another alternate universe where Coulson, if he even is Coulson, if he even is Phil Coulson, or maybe if he's adopted the name Sarge or something, you know, like Peter Quill adopted Star-Lord or something, you know. Are we doing this now? Is this Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. touching on variants before Phase 4 actually covered it? Because the thing with this one, I think, when would this, I remember looking it up after I watched the episode. I'm pretty sure Season 5, like, the finale aired in, like, I think May, it was, of 2019, which I think is just after Endgame came out, I'm pretty sure. Like, I think maybe was it just before? I think might have been before or after Endgame. So then, yeah, but then I think Phase 4 didn't fully start until like 2020, I'm pretty sure, like with Black Widow. So yeah, but then even then it wasn't until Loki which was I think 2020 or 2021, I think maybe. Well, I think that must have been 2021. I think I'm pretty sure Loki was 2021. So I think it wasn't until then that they actually started covering variants. So yeah, but then Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. season 6 they're already introducing what could potentially or could possibly be a variant of Phil Coulson, who is Sarge in another universe. So a variant Phil Coulson and his crew broke into this universe through another universe, through rifts and portals that they created to get in. I mean, don't know if they're actually looking for this universe, but then they pretty intentionally went straight for the museum to actually blow that up and create even more rifts and everything. And that's how they brought the trucks. I think maybe that could have been what they were doing. Maybe it's like I think, was it Fox? I think like the guy Keller was working with. I think he had they had the theory that ley lines were what was actually powering up, what was actually kind of creating more power and more energy for these rifts to work. So I think, which was correct because they led them to the museum. But then that allowed them to create like a giant rift. I'm assuming that was a giant rift, and then that allowed the truck to come through. So the small portals in the wall and in the floor and everything allowed smaller organisms to come through, like the bats, and then Jacko and the rest of the crew and everything. But then that giant portal that they got from destroying the museum allowed them to bring Sarge and allowed Sarge to bring the lorry, the truck. I don't know what to call it. The actual the train lorry. Allowed him to bring that through as well. So I don't know if that's their mode of transport or their base of operations. If they're like really mobile kind of people, maybe they're just like on the road and working on the road and everything. So I don't know, but either way, they did that. So I think I think once they got here, they seemed pretty kind of like at least maybe not knowledgeable enough about the environment that they knew whether they knew where they needed to go to make the biggest rift and to allow Sarge to come through and everything. So then if that means they plan on staying here or if what's happening, but they came through first. So I don't know, but either way, yeah, that is, so yeah, Sarge, that is quite the reveal. That is quite the way to reveal this, yeah, and especially with Clark Gregg directing this as well. So he comes back, he acts in this in the hologram that Mack is using as well, and he comes back into Sarge, and he's even directing this premiere. So I don't know if this premiere was also meant to be like a two-part or something. Maybe if like this in the next episode, or like a two-parter or whatever. But either way, yeah, Clark. I mean, Clark did a hell of a job. This finale was just blow blow me away type of banger. It absolutely blew me away, and it was an absolute banger. So it felt like that she had like a lot in this too. So. But damn, hats off to Clark and him doing directing. I'm not sure if he's actually done directing on this before. I think his other work. I'm pretty sure he wrote When a Stranger Calls. When a Stranger Calls. I think I actually remember watching that a few years ago. That was really, really good. That was really well done. But I think pretty sure he either wrote that or he at least had like a writing credit on that too. So there's that. Now he's directing this. So yeah, with Sarge now in play, I feel like I thought maybe after seeing the hologram, I thought maybe he might periodically appear in that. But then as a hologram, they're gonna add that in digitally anyway, so then he can easily record a bunch of those in a room like Steve did, like Steve doing his PSAs for Peter's high school and everything, and all those messages and everything. He can easily kind of film like a bunch of those and then dip out and everything. But no, with this one now, he's back in as Sarge. He's back in as like as a variant Phil Coulson. So I mean, I say that quite kind of explicitly, but I think maybe until we get some actual confirmation down the line, I feel like we probably shouldn't make any. But then again, knowing S.H.I.E.L.D.'s history, I feel like it's a possibility. It definitely feels like a possibility. So. But yeah, the opening alone showed Fitz and Enoch kind of being attacked and everything. I think that one Enoch said like 73 years and something or other, 200 something days or something. Remember from the recap, Fitz mentioning that he was going to be frozen for 74 years. I think 1 year. I think the time jump showed 1 year. So then I think maybe then, but even before that, it was actually already cutting into the first year of him being frozen. So then they were attacked, and like I think I at first I thought that was going to be like a black hole or something. It was going to suck them in and take them to another. Because I thought maybe then looking back, I thought, oh, maybe that's what it is, and maybe they're sucked into a hole and then but puffed out into like another into another universe. Maybe they're actually in like an alternate universe, and that would be like a multiverse thing. It would have been cool if they actually kind of got sucked into kind of Sarge's universe. Maybe so he goes in there, then they come out here onto our side and everything. So I don't know, but no, then it turned out to be like an actual space blade type, like a blade in space type thing that just kind of cut through their ship and all that kind of stuff. And Enoch will definitely take it upon himself to protect Fitz no matter what the cost. So then he probably obviously take Fitz out of the thing and then actually transport them to another planet or find like another way off, or something, like actually get like an escape pod or do something, or maybe they then I don't know, maybe if they made it off the ship and onto the good half or something, or if they actually did something else. But I don't know, because then they'd be able to maybe fight their way out and then find somewhere else to actually lay low or something. So yeah, again, like I mentioned before, so this Fitz, I think this Fitz is essentially just the one who never experienced any of season 5. So I think that's pretty much it. I think the only part of season 5 he would have experienced was actually meeting up with Hunter again, and then actually finding the Zephyr and the entirety of the episode where he found Robin and Polly and he found out about them going into the future and all that kind of stuff. All of that kind of stuff he experienced, but then he never actually, obviously, never got a chance to actually wake up in the future and everything. So yeah, so it begs the question, like what he thinks happened, like if he's now woken up in like a future where S.H.I.E.L.D. is dead and the Earth's been cracked apart, or if he just moved on, because he didn't really seem particularly traumatized or particularly grief-stricken at the thought of actually never being able to reunite with his S.H.I.E.L.D. family again. He was injecting himself with space drugs and getting high, if that's what getting high in space looks like. So I don't know, but Simmons did say that, like, knowing him, he'd probably kind of find his way back to the planet that the ship was manufactured on, and then actually find a way to freeze himself again. But then I don't know, I think this is not him freezing himself, this is him, taking drugs. So I don't know, but either way, yeah, God knows what him and Enoch have actually been up to in that time. But yeah, I think even in terms of Fitz too, I think it's like he's experienced 1% of season 5 of that story, and everything that came before that too. So this is still very definitely a post framework Fitz and everything. So then if we're going to deal with the Doctor stuff again, or if that's going to be maybe if he's actually finding a way to actually keep that stuff at bay and keep it, because I mean, him being in the future and actually fighting his way out with the team in the future too. I think that kind of stuff also allowed the Doctor and his kind of brutality to manifest. So I think maybe if he still ends up doing that in this season, then maybe then that might be a way to do it. But otherwise, a way to actually maybe leave it behind, because then all of season 5, Fitz kind of lived in fear of what the Doctor was and what it could do to him and what it meant for him and then what it meant for him and Jemma and what it meant for the team and everything. So having already covered that in season 5, I think maybe then we can actually kind of put that to rest in season 6 and have him kind of deal with other stuff for now. So I don't know. I guess we'll see where it leads us. So BioQuake, my girls, BioQuake, Daisy and Simmons, who got a hell of a hair renovations and hair, like a hairdo and everything, like Jemma's rocking bangs now. See, season 6 is her turn. Daisy had hers back in season 2, like her bangs back in season 2, and now Jemma's gonna decided to adopt the bangs, and she looks banging. And then Daisy, my god, I mean, you saw the reaction. You saw my exact reaction to Daisy's rocking new look. She like even her costume has a new color scheme too, like a bit more purple and stuff to the black and then the grey and everything, and like her gauntlets are there and everything. But then she's got like even her hair, like she grew it out, she parted it a bit more and everything, and she got some like blonde and purple locks and everything. So damn, she looks good. She looks so good. Damn, purple and I think blonde hair especially suits her too. I think even in real life, I think Chloe actually has dyed her hair blonde. I don't know if she's like a. I'm pretty sure she's not a natural blonde, but I think periodically she has had blonde hair and blonde locks and everything. So I don't actually know what her colour is, because I think I'm trying to picture trying to remember the pictures of her that I've seen on like social media and stuff. But then it's all different kind of styles and all different colours and everything, because she's constantly changing it for different reasons. So yeah, I don't know. But either way, this might just. God, my crush is ever empowering. My crush on Chloe, my crush on Daisy is ever empowering. So yeah, do wonder if the costume itself, if the suit itself actually has some other changes, like the actual kind of the gauntlets have any changes, or if it's just the actual fabric of the suit that has changes or something. So I don't know, but either way, it's cool. And I think even her having that much more control over her powers now, like now she, like that scene, she literally she magnetoed the guns, like that one. She actually magnetoed the guns. She actually held the guns in midair and just used gravity, like her Quake powers to just disassemble them in midair and scare the bejesus out of the other guys and everything. So she has greater control over her powers and everything too. BioQuake back at it again with Piper and Davis in deep space and finding Fitz. Disney did Finding Nemo, well, Disney Pixar did Finding Nemo, and now Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is doing Finding Fitz. So it fits. It fits. No pun intended. Or maybe pun slightly intended. My god, like, yeah, I mean, I thought the season 5 premiere and the season 5 space stuff did have some really cool visuals, but with this one, with them going to deep space, my god, the visuals on this fucking show never fail to impress. I'm gonna say that right off the bat. Season 6, like, those visuals, like them traveling through space around planets, going through rings and showing the planet stuff off, and even the junk planet where they were on as well, and actually finding Fitz's ship and the space visual, the outer space visuals on this show. God, like I don't know, just I feel like a real space is gonna end up being even like a partial disappointment compared to this. Like this is just like, I mean with this one, I feel like they have the creative liberty of designing extraterrestrial territory however they want, because then in real life we have no idea how it would look, and they have other stuff to take inspiration from, but then they also know how they want it to look, so they can dramatize it and colorize it and all that kind of stuff as much as they want. Obviously, space also does have a lot of color in it with galaxies and nebulas and all that kind of stuff, but then still, the way they do space in this show is just, damn, it's so damn good. It looks amazing, and it feels so kind of fluid and so smooth to sail through and everything, and even seeing the Zephyr flying out between rocks and planets and stars and all that kind of stuff, just wow. I mean, I can't remember how much of space the Zephyr was allowed to go through in the last season. In this one, I don't know if they actually managed to upgrade it somewhere, actually kind of put in some extra kind of sturdier kind of build quality to it, or like some extra kind of software renovations or something to actually kind of make it more kind of able to go through deep space as well. Because I think maybe actually circling the Earth could have been possible before, but now they're actually going into deep space, and they even have they fuel was a problem within the story with this one, but then now they have the actual the ship capabilities to go through it, but then also the actual fuel to make jumps into random deep space points and everything, so they can do that. So we bumping up. We literally we bumping up. We're bumping up this season to go even further into the ever beyond and to infinity and beyond and all that kind of stuff. So the Confederacy ship was destroyed, and presumably so was the actual teleport device they had. But then the one in Hale's device, I think Hale's base was blown open and she was taken out. But then I'm not entirely sure they actually they actually destroyed the device, the teleportation pods. I think that one they probably could have taken, and they actually Piper was like inputting some kind of like fuel tank or canister or something into it to do it. So then that's how they do that's how they make the jump and everything. So that's a really, again, that is a good kind of addition to make to actually allow the Zephyr to actually make deep space jumps and everything. So essentially turning the Zephyr into like a rebel jump ship or something. So yeah, Coulson would be proud, be like, wow, you'd really turned this into a jump. We can actually go into hyperspace like in Star Wars and everything. So he'd be proud. He'd be really proud. So I wonder then maybe if this being a smaller season, that they maybe have the opportunity to actually kind of do slightly more with that, or maybe I kind of hope this isn't the only episode where we're gonna see that level of space. But then that makes me wonder, like, maybe then are they getting all their space into this one episode? So then going forward they can focus on more enclosed outer space looking environments or something. So I don't know, maybe. But either way, this episode had so much space here, space there, space everywhere. So it was fucking great. So Jemma, I think, yeah, I mean, Jemma, they really kind of covered her desperation in this episode, in those two scenes alone, like the one scene where they're back on the Zephyr with the pod and everything, but then Jemma's just feeling lost and she doesn't know what to do and everything, and then even Daisy actually kind of emphasizing the fact that, like, Jemma has never let once doubt creep in, because she believes that if she does, then she might just fall apart and just take a long while to actually come back from that and everything. But then that leading her to be inside the pod, actually seeing the message on the inside and seeing that's what Fitz would have seen as well. They've already also lost so much too, because then even Daisy said, like, their crew used to actually be a lot bigger and stuff, but then people wavered, people kind of fled, people defected, or people just kind of left or something. So now it's just been minimized down to BioQuake and Piper and Davis and everything. So as cool as they are, as cool as that is, and as cool as they are, it's still like a very, very small crew that's not really prepped for like insanely hostile situations or insanely deep space travel. So then Daisy and their kind of point of order being just go back home, regroup, kind of rejuvenate themselves, restock and everything, actually get like an actual crew together this time and actually get everyone on board, and plus the team on Earth hasn't actually heard from them in ages too, so then they have no idea what's going on. So if they at least go back to them with a lead and say, like, okay, so we've been looking for this long, we actually find out where we've actually found out where Fitz might be, but we just need more time and more resources, then I'm sure they'd actually understand and everything. So, you know, because it's not like they're going back with nothing and then asking for even more to keep looking. So now they have a chance. So, but no, I think Jemma being this close and actually feeling like she's that close in her gut too, she was not willing to actually let any of that slide, and she even, as they made the jump, she input the coordinates, and then she actually said, you know what, I'm sorry, but we have to do this. If we're going back, then we're going back with him. So subsequently dealing with hostile situations on the way too, I think even Jemma accused her of actually of being like a Quake who actually leaves a trail of destruction in her wake and everything, but then Daisy kind of countering that with as her sending the message to anyone who might come across them as hostile, that like they're not to be trifled with, and then there's actually more of where that came from, and actually sending a message and all that kind of stuff. So I think it kind of makes you wonder, like, are they actually going to building up like somewhat more of like somewhat more of an infamous reputation in space, because it's sending a message, sure, but then following Vision's kind of formula from Civil War of existence of enhanced individuals and their powers invites challenge, and then challenge breeds conflict, and then conflict leads to catastrophe. So then maybe then, sending that message is a good idea, but then it's like exactly what kind of challenge might you then invite into your own kind of hands. And like Tarion is likely still out there as well. Tarion's out there, so then if he still hears about Quake actually being out there, then he might think, oh, so then the Confederacy's gone, but then she's still out there, so then maybe I can actually send more people out there or something, or then maybe other aliens out there will actually kind of hear about your exploits and think of you as like an easy challenge or an easy picking or something with enough firepower. So I don't know, but either way, Davis is a dad too. I think apparently he has a son. He hasn't seen him in months, or he hasn't seen him in over a year or anything. So yeah, he has a son. I think I don't know when that happened. Like probably in like before they left Earth or something. You know, it had to be then. You know, so he has a son. I don't know if he's a single dad or if he actually has a partner out there with whom he had a child, or with whom he took in a child, or however it happened, I don't know. But either way, he's a dad. Davis is a dad. I think Daddy Davis kind of slipped out just for a second, because he's a dad, you know. Not to say he's a handsome fella, but then, you know, also because he's a dad, so I just kind of slipped out. But yeah, he's a father, so he wants to be able to live to see his son, and he also wants to see his son as well, like sooner rather than later. So yeah, then like if his son's actually staying with if his son's actually living in the lighthouse, or like if the lighthouse actually still functions as a home, like the playground did or something. But I don't know, but either way, yeah, he's a dad now, so I think the team has prior kind of connections and occupations that they actually want to get back to and everything. So we have the whole new shield built from rebuilt from the ground up by director Mackenzie, by director Mack and everything. And yes, it looks so much like I think it looks so much cleaner, so much more refurbished, so much more kind of. I've used the word renovated a lot and renovate a lot, so it looks so much newer and so much more kind of, you know, like a proper professional shield and everything. So that's really cool. Like it has like more kind of tech and more equipment and more kind of like more of like an actual base like feel, like it has more of like an actual playground feel, like a playground feel to it, like almost like a mix of season 2's opening and season 3's opening, like season 3 having new tech and like the Zephyr and like having new equipment and everything with it and stuff, and then season 2 actually bringing in more people, more agents and more background agents and more people to help keep things running and actually get people and more to actually make it like an actual agency again, as opposed to like an actual background show running off of Steam and everything. So this one actually has more of like an actual agency feel to it again, like it actually has more of like a shield thing to it. So yeah, that's really cool. So director Mackenzie as well, like Mac actually fully being kind of heels in, being the director and everything, and actually keeping things running, actually being back at base. I think I mean, it feels like it definitely suits him. Like he definitely kind of seems to be in charge and in control, and he has the respect and the actual attention from all of his agents and from all of his partners like May and everything, and he actually has things under control and people respect him, people like him and everything. Like even Keller respect. Keller is potentially having slept with Yo-Yo, and he still kind of respects him and likes him. And I think again there's no kind of like hidden kind of thing or any kind of disrespect or any kind of actual kind of maliciousness there or anything like that. So there's none of that. But don't know when it happened, but again, Coulson managed to actually to record some actual holographic kind of little Director 101 advice kind of tapes or whatever it was on the toolbox, and he actually has the tool. He has Coulson's toolbox. I'm pretty sure Coulson must have actually kind of handed that down to him. But yeah, the only other kind of maybe the only other downside to that being that the fact that he's actually so 100%, possibly even 110% dedicated to his work, that he also kind of shut himself up and he has no time for his actual relationship with Yo-Yo and everything. So I mean, they didn't clarify it, they didn't state it, they kind of somewhat implied it with the amount of openness towards a new thing that Yo-Yo has towards Keller, and likewise too. But then I think they didn't confirm, but they didn't confirm it, or like they kind of implied that Mack and Yo-Yo are actually no longer together, that they're no longer an item or a pairing or anything. So I don't know what happened there. So in the year that we skipped and everything, apparently then Mack took his job as director and actually dedicated himself to that role so profusely and so thoroughly that he then closed the door on the relationship, and he actually don't know if that was intentional, maybe if they actually kind of saw what was happening and maybe just decided to silently kind of put the brakes on or something. Maybe if they're actually on a break, or maybe if they're just not as together as they used to be, but then they are still apart enough for Yo-Yo to be able to kind of sleep with Keller on the sly and everything. I say on the sly, but then it's like in a way that's like not directly out in the open and not like an actual publicized like relationship or anything. So, and even then, I think I don't know if they're actually together, or maybe if they just kind of like have actual, if they have like enough chemistry together, and maybe actually have enough kind of like actual kind of mutual kind of, you know, physical and like sexual attraction to actually kind of sleep together and everything, every now and then, and stuff like that, and even have enough actual kind of banter and chemistry and back and forth to actually kind of to actually talk about it and stuff in a way that's like neither one of them hides it, like they both actually express attention and stuff towards each other. Even May sees it too. Even May actually kind of got onto it in the meeting, and she even told Yo-Yo that she has a terrible poker face and everything. So they're both into each other. So there's that. So it didn't fully seem like it was a character ruining thing or anything like that. So I'm not really sure exactly if we're supposed to really kind of root for it, if we're just supposed to be okay, because I think it didn't really bother me either. I think it definitely kind of surprised me that they weren't together anymore. But then it being the case of like Mac simply isn't like, and maybe he actually doesn't feel like he's in like a proper place to be an actual. To be in like a relationship right now with all he's dealing with, and he feels like I think Mac maybe like he feels like he has to be strong and he has to be a good director, but then also maybe the fact that it's also only been a year since Coulson passed. I think May, as we saw, clearly is not kind of over it either. I think she even said to Mac, like, you know, she's only glad because her and Coulson actually got more time together than they originally knew, but then he still died, he still passed away, so then our Coulson is still gone, our Coulson is still dead, so that's Philly CE gone and done and dusted for good. Probably not dusted because he's dead, but I don't know. I mean, yeah. So I think in the year that's gone by, they've lost Coulson and they've had to rebuild Shield. So I think maybe then, maybe for May and Mac as well, together, rebuilding and running Shield has been their way of escaping Coulson's death, because then May clearly isn't over either, but then Coulson is also kind of still very, very kind of solemnly kind of watching Coulson's holograms and everything, so maybe they're both kind of not over it, but then they're both finding ways to deal with it and everything. So then because of that, you know, May is running with Mac as equally as she was running with Coulson back in season 2 and everything, and a bit of season 3 and stuff. But then Mac, knowing the importance of this job, and actually, and even him kind of worrying that he probably won't be as good of a director as Coulson was, I think he feels like dedicating himself to this job 100% is the way to go forward, and especially with the history that Shield has had with the public too. I think maybe he actually wants to make sure that like nothing can break Shield's image in the eyes of the world now, and he actually wants to make it like a strong, reputable, trustworthy agency again, and he wants it to be the first line of defense and be able to operate as steadily as possible in that regard too. So I don't know, would Mac and May end up kind of having some kind of a thing together, or like, I think, I mean, I don't know exactly how long this Keller and Yo-Yo thing is meant to actually last. I think at the end he looked kind of like he looked pretty passed out on the floor, so I think, I don't know if he was actually dead at the end or what, but I think if he's still alive, then there's no telling exactly how long that's meant to go on for. Don't know if that's then going to leave room for Mac and May to work together more, and then for them to actually kind of find something between them or something. I don't know, but I guess we'll just see how it goes and see how the season actually explores anything that is there or isn't there. So, and May was also like in charge of the new recruits, so at least the new kind of field agents and the strike. They have a strike team again, you know. Last time I remember us having a strike team, it didn't end so well because pretty much all of them were actually Hydra moles and everything back in the Winter Soldier. So I think I don't know if we've had a proper strike team since. I think this is at least the first time I've had the term strike team being applied in the show. Like, I think we've had I think even at the end of the last season we had the strike team that was sent out with Yo-Yo and Mac that actually went to Talbot's house and everything, so I think that looked like a strike team, but then I never actually heard them being called a strike team until now, so I don't know if we've always had them conceptually, or if now we're actually going to actually having a proper strike team now. So I think this one, hopefully now, no more Hydra surprises and Hydra moles and Hydra pops and everything, so pretty much every season now, up until now, we've had to deal with Hydra in some way, so I wonder now if, like, with this new season now, if we're going to finally put a stop to that. Maybe if now, like after season 5, with season 5's Hydra also somewhat being as soft as it was, somewhat, I wonder now if like we'll actually put Hydra behind us and just have Shield, like Shield versus whatever other outer space threats or alternate dimension threats are out there, and everything, like any other kind of multiversal threats, like having Shield deal with the multiversal stuff before the main heroes of the MCU do and everything. So I don't know, but I think now with Shield up and running again, I think like, I think they could probably handle it if it was Hydra, but then still, actually, still giving Hydra a break after a 5-season arc also seems kind of somewhat kind of apt and fair and everything. But again, we'll see what the season holds. But yeah, we have new recruits and we have new base equipment, but then the one thing we don't have is actually Fitz level geniuses. We don't have any kind of actual Shield scientists or brains or anything like that. So then, yeah, I think Mack and May are actually on their way out to find brains and everything. So I think they found Dr. Marcus Benson, I think his name was. I think he was like a professor at Culver University, and he was even Andrew's mentor as well. He was actually Andrew Garner's teacher as well. So he actually taught May's ex-husband and Lash and everything. So, well, not as Lash, obviously, but still, he's the one they wanted to actually help rebuild S.H.I.E.L.D. Academy. They're like, with this new S.H.I.E.L.D. coming up out of the ground, actually rising again, actually being S.H.I.E.L.D. again in the world. He wanted, they wanted him to be the one to actually rebuild S.H.I.E.L.D. Academy in Coulson's legacy and in possibly even in Andrew's legacy too, because then Andrew did still help S.H.I.E.L.D. as a consultant, and even with the Secret Warriors and everything. So to train new S.H.I.E.L.D. agents up again and to actually rebuild what S.H.I.E.L.D. was before its downfall at the hands of Hydra and everything. So maybe he could even end up being a consultant or something too, because then he even did go back to base and help them with the guy with Tinker stuck in the wall and everything. So would this be like 2019 or 2020? Because I think, I don't know, I mean, assuming all the seasons have kept up with their kind of relative years, I think assuming season 5's finale being in 2019 meant that took place in 2019, but then 1 year later, maybe then that would be 2020. So then, so, I mean, I highly doubt they're going to have them actually dealing with, like, a global pandemic of some kind, or dealing with, like, a lockdown or anything. But, again, I think the world did not seem to be in tatters. I think there seemed to be, like an apt number of civilians running around and just people in the world, like, dealing with the world as if it was no difference. And it didn't really kind of seem like there was an actual population shortage thanks to some kind of cosmic power snap by Thanos. Even though, I mean, well, yeah, the first one happened then. The first one happened back in 2020, or 2019. Oh no, Infinity War happened in 2018. Infinity War was in 2018, but then Endgame was in 2019. So does that mean this would be when everyone was brought back? So no, because then that would be in 2023. No, it should be, because then even if people snapped away, that would mean that they weren't brought back until like 5 years later, and that would be 2023. So yeah, so even if this did take place in 2019 or 2020, then that would mean that half the planet was still, half the universe was still wiped out. But then there was no mention of that either. There was no mention of any kind of cataclysmic events like that. There was no mention of the Avengers or Thanos. Like no mention of what the aftermath of the New York battle was either. Again, I think if anything, I can and always will respect the show's kind of ability to stick to its own roots and to stick to its own stories and to stick to its own ability to tell its own good proper stories. But then still, just having no, like, having the New York destruction in the finale, but then having nothing for this just feels kind of like somewhat off. But I think maybe then they're like trying not to focus too much on the actual Infinity War stuff. So I don't know, but to have it not impact us at all just kind of feels somewhat weird. Because then again, this is still, even if Sarge and his team are from another universe, I think we're still based in our own universe and everything, where everything prior to this in prior seasons actually still happened in this universe. So, and that still took place in the main MCU. So yeah, I don't know, just like no signs of any kind of snapping or any kind of decimation or anything like that. So I don't know, like if this season they're not going to cover it, or maybe if they're going to take time away from it, or if they're going to kind of like just weave around it as they usually do with the movies. So no snapping just yet. So I don't know. For now, I think that might be it. I think I can't really kind of think of anything else. I think I've gone through everything I've written down, pretty much. And yeah, I don't know. Just again, a whopper of an opener. I think, yeah, just as per usual. I think Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. knows how to do absolute banger and a whopper. And wowzer levels of season openers and everything. So again, I don't know if this is meant to be like an actual part 1 and part 2, and episode 2 like aired in conjunction with this or something. But either way, it was great. This was absolutely fucking great, and just what an ending! What an ending! But yeah, I can't wait to see where this goes. I can't wait to see where this goes, and I can't wait to to see it and share it with all of you, and to allow you all to re-experience all the emotions and the thrills and everything all over again. So yeah, this is going to be fun. This is going to be super fun. So yeah, that is all I really have for now. Any thoughts you have, of course, as always, share them. I'd love to hear what you thought of this, and what your experience watching this for the first time was, and how you felt about it, and what your kind of course, non-spoiler theories and thoughts are of this going forward, and everything you're looking forward to, and how you feel about this and everything. So yeah, let's get through this together. So that was that was Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 6, Episode number 1. So thank you guys, as always, so much for being here and for watching this video. If you guys enjoyed it, then feel free to leave a like and comment on what you thought of the episode and what you think is going to come up next time and everything. The full-length reaction for this episode, as with the previous seasons as well, at least up to Season 4, or at least down to Season 4 rather, will be over on Patreon, so you can go check that out over there to see the full reaction with no edits or anything. So that's over there, and yeah, that is pretty much it. So until next time, bye bye for now.